Trust the science, bro! Why, trusting the science and practicing the science brings us two very distinct and often opposing realities. The scientific method says, ask questions about why or how a specific observable phenomenon occurs. Thus, the scientist asks,
how come there aren't any scientists who can make money with their scientific training after college without needing a money-making corporate sponsor or patron, tax-free foundation or business or educational institute to support them?
The scientific method says, formulate a theory about how or why the object or the observable phenomenon in question behaves the way that it does. So, the scientist says,
I theorize that it would take a principled scientist, such as myself, to take a job as a scientist and get paid money to still do real science. After all, my scientific expertise and findings are always what my supporting patron ultimately wants me to give them.
The scientific method says, formulate some tests or experiments to objectively observe if the phenomenon behaves in the way that the hypothesis predicted.
I have some scientific results from the testing and experiments that my sponsor required of me. It's a good thing too, because I have a mortgage and many bills to pay for the lifestyle that I have grown to enjoy, not to even mention my huge college debts. Now, let's test my theory.
The scientific method says, analyze the test results to see if the formulated predictive behavior is what actually occurs as the observable phenomenon.
I see. That in order for me to perform science and get paid for it, my analysis comes down to this. Give to my supporting sponsor the results, or data interpretation that it requires in order for it to be able to keep paying me, thus answering the original question of step number 1. Or, don't give to my supporting sponsor the results, or data interpretation that it requires. Thus, I will need to find a new way to practice real science, or at least pay my mortgage, my bills, and keep my lifestyle, of which I have grown accustomed to. Hey! I suppose I could always become a science teacher or an academic. That can be pure, real science. Clearly, then my tenure would be secure and free of such perversions.
The scientific method says, step number 5. If the anticipated and formulated results do not support the original formed hypothesis, then appropriate adjustments are to be made to steps number 1 through 5, and the process starts all over again.
I have answered my original question and thus reformulate my original question to conform to the results of my test, the observable reality that allows me to keep being a paid scientist. Now I perform experiments and report and analyze the data appropriately.
It's all perfectly scientific. A success, for sure. Hey?